Good evening. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Greetings from the Institute of Global Professional IGP. Thank you all for joining us and staying with us till the end. Honorable Knowledge Seeker, today I am your host for the evening. My name is Badhun Dash. I am from Bangladesh. Dear Knowledge Seeker, I am proud to be associated with IGP. IGP is a social and certified international educational and training institute. In last years, we already served 35 million plus knowledge seekers from 100 plus countries. IGP is internationally recognized and globally accredited. We are connected to more than 450 plus profession and 2,500 plus organization. Institute of Global Professional is an education institute that provides social work globally recognized and reportable research and community research providing holistic social work and education. We believe that it's not effective to increase one skill just by offering formal education, so we provide effective training and consultation to generate professional generation all over the world. We distribute our services locally, national, international to student, job seeker, job holder, and also for learner to student. We are dependable institute. IGP is for the famous online institute from all over the world. Our vision is education is not a business product, it's a part of our human rights. Based on our vision, we are trying to reach all corners of the world for free webinars, seminar courses, our quiz competition, mentoring, and counseling, etc. On the other side, we are also trying to offer more than 100 premium services for free, like create own portfolio website, resume builder, cover letter, motivation letter, and all knowledge platform for gathering general knowledge which can update all day. Kids learning game, website, free course, convert sites, and many more. We help you to learn to meet their expectations and even become highly skilled people. We implement our training program, webinar, and offline online courses for you all the learner by professional trainers, speaker, and coaches. Our sessions are conducted by globally renowned professionals to develop all kind of youth and to promote the education of their abilities and personal speaking knowledge is crucial for the Institute of Global Professional. We believe that knowledge is love and life and vision. So we try to understand the so today's generation and we serve them with research and practice method. We must have a genuine concern for the learner represent more diversity, growth, and innovation are required to lead a session with professionalism, passion, and integrity. As if member are committed to offering effective best quality service and continual improvement so the individual who seek information can improve their skill level and hello. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Before we move to the next, let me remind don't forget to share, tag, and mention your friend in the comment box. The support is very valuable for us. Thank you. Moving to the next, with your continuous support, you already completed 1,998 webinars successfully. Moving to the next, with our continuous support, you already completed 1,998 webinars successfully. Dear IGP speaker, participant, and will wisher, at this moment is very important message for you all. We change and retain our website www.eduigp.com. On this website, we have surprise for everyone. Hope you benefited. We already launched our new website where you can find all our previous activities together with those of new feature. But one strong point is that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy yourself. So create an account for once with profile information. Note that with profile information, you will enjoy our feature. With mismatched data, you cannot do anything here. From now on, you have to participate in live competition on our website. We replace slide. You have to join directly on our website. Now you can check all of our previous webinars with verified certificate. Now it's easier and time minute because after the session, we will not provide you any code for certification. You have to take part in knowledge. After that, if you pass, you will receive your certificate. Otherwise, not. But you can take part in an exam unlimited till you pass. If you're an IGP speaker, you can download all your previous certificate, speakership certificate. If you're a host of IGP, you can download a certificate of gratitude. If you're an online live quiz competition, you can download a certificate of participation. If you're select for live, then you can download a certificate of live membership easily. Besides this, if you participate in an award function which organizes comments about it IGP, you can download that also. You can instantly prepare and download 18 text certificate from our website within a minute. Certificate of Global Professional Membership, Certificate of Global Information in the Pandemic, Certificate of Active Knowledge, Certificate of Social Activities in the Pandemic, Certificate of Achievement, IGP Knowledge Sharing about 2020, 2021, and 2022, Certificate of Participation of Series 1, on the degree assessment in teaching learning, Certificate of Participation in Series 2, teaching in a foreign language and assessment. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 3, this is a classroom engagement tool. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 4, Artificial Leadership and Management Skills. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 5, Teaching Lectures Competition. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 6, New Trend in Innovation. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 7, Research a Comprehension Approach. Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 8, Art in Teaching a Special Program in the Certificate of Participation Webinar Series 9, 21st Century Turing Teaching Mathematics, study with a Bajivi corporate ambassador, study with a Bajivi campus ambassador, which you can prepare and download within a minute. From now on, you can participate in 1,000+ international level quiz with verified certificate. Teaching tips for teacher, health tips for parents, and tips for teens. Gamification tools for teacher. You can join IGP alumni. You can check out our Prepare Student Services website for free and many more. Dear IGP well-wisher, we promise previously, but lack of technical problem will late sending on time. This is a great opportunity to collect your previous condition. We solved all issue from our website. Now you can enroll, reset password, everything, and check out the review for all listener details. It's a credential test. Check all button and pages on our website. Share, like, and see benefit. Thank you, but note that without an account or login, you cannot enjoy our services. At present, we are going to start our 1,999 webinar, which name is Swipe Fall in Love. And today our speaker ma'am name is Anamia Badayos Dusaran. She is from Philippines. Before I hand over the stage to our speaker, ma'am, I'll share a very little bit about her. Teacher at School Division of Iloilo, Baratok, Vizo National High School, Baratok, Philippines. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Now, very important moment for me to invite our speaker to IGP with her presentation. Hello,
Hello.
ma'am. Good evening.
Hello. Nice to meet you, ma'am.
Thank
It's
you so much,
nice.
ma'am.
Thank you so much too. It's my second time here.
Ma'am, please present your presentation.
Okay. So will you be the one to present my PowerPoint?
No, ma'am, I didn't receive the PowerPoint, so you have to present your presentation.
Okay. So I'll share it here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there you are. Can you see it, ma'am?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I share is the screen. You can see what I can see in the StreamYard. I share the StreamYard screen.
Okay. I I opened it here already.
Please share the window with us while it is open.
All right. Yeah. Um, okay. How about this, ma'am? There.
Yes, ma'am, make it full screen.
There. It's already in full.
No, ma'am, we can't see the presentation in the full screen. Please,
Okay.
please check the StreamYard. You can see.
Right. How about this?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now. Okay, ma'am. Now
Right
the stage is
there.
free. We can start the presentation now.
Okay. Can you? It's not in full now. Okay. There. Can you see it now in full screen?
Yes, ma'am. Now I can
Okay.
see it's full screen. Now you
So
can
may.
start.
All right. May I start now?
Yes, ma'am, you can start.
All right. So, um, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whole world. So it's nice to be back here in this platform because this is my second time. But before anything else, let me greet all of you a happy new year, because it's still the 9th of January, and well, just a few days ago we celebrated the new year, the yes, the 2024, right? So again, let me say happy new year to all of you. Right, so this is Miss Dosaran, or Miss Aname Dosaran, teacher 2 of Baratak Biel National High School. If you can still remember, in my previous topic, I shared on this platform. The topic is entitled, or was entitled, um, Faith in Multitasking Task. And I was able to share who I was before and at present. And it's true that I still carry on those roles and tasks, and though somewhere in the past already, right? So you may wonder why that the topic I chose this time is about why fall in love, right? So I'm going to present and discuss to you why is it that I have this kind of topic, okay? Why fall in love? So we have here the keyword love, right? So first, okay, so before anything else, I have to introduce to you the objectives. So you have there, by the end of the session, you as my participant will be able to explore and understand what love is, its symptoms, signs, and actions. Then you are going to identify the four types of love. Okay, and the last one, but not the least, recognize the advantages love can bring if it is used for good, and the advantages it can bring if it is used for bad. So these are the three objectives of my topic this evening, right? So for the first part, so we have here the signs, symptoms, and actions, right? So let me ask you, my dear participants, have your heart beats fast when you see someone you are attracted to, who you have a crush on, or who you may have a special feeling for? Okay, so teenagers, even young adults, or anyone who is single, or perhaps even those who are already married, may experience this kind of feeling. But of course, for the married one, that's another thing. That's another ideas or information to discuss with. Well, this kind of what I'm talking about here, this particular questions uh, is particularly given to teenagers, to young adults or singles, right? So, have you ever experienced this feeling? Okay, so if you are going to ask me if I already experienced this one, well, of course, I did. Okay, so in the past, I remember when I was in my elementary years, I was a transferee. Okay, so because my father went to Manila. Okay, so to find another job, so our family decided to transfer to my mother's place, the place also where I was born. So there, when I took my grade 5, I had numerous or several crushes in which I didn't know why I had kind of feeling. I only appreciate and identify what those feelings I had when I became, when I was in high school. Okay, so I somebody told me that it was a crush after all, right? So I guess some of you, or not some, but almost or most, or all of you experience this kind of feeling. Well, what if you are having difficulty finding the words you wish to say? So have you experienced this one? Well, in my part, I experienced that. Okay, so when I saw my crush when I was in my elementary, I feel somehow, or I felt somehow unable to say the words that I was supposed to say. Right? So have you ever felt speechless? Well, for me, I experienced that as well. Okay, so I don't know. I I can describe the feeling. Okay, but later on, um, I was able to know what these feelings are. Okay, so why is it that you will experience this kind of feeling when you realize that you are having a crush on that person, okay, or to that person, feeling tongue tied, right? Have you ever felt uncomfortable when they are around? Well, I experienced it as well. You feel anxious, okay? So in the past, I felt anxious, okay? During my elementary and high school years, I felt anxious. I felt restless, speechless, okay? So you really feel shy, right? Okay, so you may agree with me. Um, uh, I can say that you may agree with me because I knew that you had this kind of experience, or you may have this kind of experience as well. Or you may keep your blushing face all through your talk, or when he or she is around. Okay, so whenever your crush is there, you may feel somehow you you have this kind of feeling that you might say the wrong words, and of course they are there. You feel unconscious. I mean, you feel conscious. So you are now numbering your steps. So aside from being speechless, it is being shown in your face. You blush. Okay, so for some, they do weird things. Okay, on my part, actually, I did some alibi. What else? I pretended to be like this. I mean, I pretended to do this. Okay, so just to see my crush, or just to communicate with my crush. And well, all of these things I experienced before. Okay, but you may ask me, how about now? Okay, well, as I grow older, I guess even if I experience this one, I have this I know now how to handle or how to control this kind of feeling. Okay, so well, let me tell you something about these things. So it's positive that you are attracted to the person, or he or she is your crush, right? So why I know this again? I experienced this before, and of course, research says, okay, so even if you go to Google or any studies, you will find out that all of these experiences are just normal, especially when you are attracted to a person, when you admire them, or when you're having a crush on them. Okay, so for some, I guess I experienced being having a sweat. What else? I feel like I'm trembling. Okay, so how funny, right? So this action will then, or will lead you then to fall for something. Do you agree? Okay. So, of course, for a person or to a person. So, for me, I consider this as a metaphor for falling in love with a work as well. Why? Because, at first, in my experience, you may feel clumsy and don't know a thing at first. And you may feel unconscious, I mean, anxious, restless. And you may doubt yourself, or I may able to do, do I have the skill to do this, to do that? So same, if you are having a crush, right? You are anxious, you are having a nervous, okay, a bit nervous when they are around, okay, because you are too conscious enough. What if you will do wrong? What will they say? Okay, so same, okay, same with as you're having a job, a first time job. Okay, so in my experiences, I can say that um, I had these experiences being restless, doubtful, what else, sweaty, anxious, right? So as a first timer in my job or in my task, I felt somehow I was just taking, you know I'm still learning. I I imagining, or I mean, I imagine myself. What if I can, or if I could do wrong? What will say? Okay, so I have that kind of thoughts before. before. Okay, so having a crush and having this first time job, well, I guess there's a similarity as well. So having the first time, okay. So now, then as the days, months, and years go by, you'll become acquainted with it. Okay, so I'm talking about job, especially if you really like what you do. How about if you like that person? If you are attracted or admire that person, if you are having a crush on that person, okay? So in your job, you will love your job. So how about for love or with love? Okay. So how about that feeling when you really like something? Will you do whatever it takes to get it? Okay. Maybe a thing like food, car, houses, cell phones, and others. Well, how about if it is a person? You want to see him or her, or you maybe plan to make ways. Okay, you want to meet somebody, or you want to be his or her friend. You want to be in a situation, an event, an activity, a goal, or a dream. Right? So, will you agree with me that you work hard and make an effort, even if it means you have to discipline yourself, you have to make sacrifices, sleepless nights, work, and work. Do you extend your effort, have it beyond your time and even your finances? So you have there the sign and symptoms and actions. Okay? So you again, as I recall, at first you may have that you may feel that your heart beats fast, then you will become speechless, blushing, and do weird things. Especially if your crush is there, and you will do whatever it takes. And you may even work hard. How about when you're having a job? And if it's your first time to do work, will you do the same? So for me, there's a metaphor there. There's a similarity, same with having a crush or having an admiration to somebody and having your first time in your work, in your job, or in your task. Right? So next. Okay, so before I go further, let me share with you these quotes. The first one is from Wallace Sabrit Kaffer. Where there is great love, there are always miracles. Okay, so who is Wallace Sabrit Kaffer? Okay, so she was an American remembered for her depictions of pioneer life in Nebraska. Well, she was an author. She was a writer known for her fiction, right? Established as a reputation for giving breath to the landscape of her fiction. So we have here being a writer. Okay, next is Aristotle. All right, the quote from Aristotle. What does he says about love? Okay, for him, love is the unity of all things. Okay, so of course the word there is unity. So what it is understandable already when we say unity. Okay, they come together, they work together, right? Now, who is Aristotle? Aristotle, by the way, he is known as the father or the founder of political science. Right? So, of course, political science is the preparatory course for law. Okay, that's one of the courses also that I want to get or I want to take, right? If given a chance. Now, for him, or again, Aristotle is the father of logic, right? So for him, okay, so again, he was known for his logic, for being the founder of political science, and he is one also, of course, everybody knows that he is the philosopher, one of the philosopher and scientists, one of the greatest philosophers and scientists. Okay. Now, next is from Mark Twain. For him, love seems the swiftest, but it is the slowest of all roads. No man or woman really knows what perfect love is until they have been married a quarter of a century. Okay, so for him, love is swiftest, but it is the slowest. Okay, but in the end, he said that until you get married, you will never know what love is. Okay, so who is Mark Twain, by the way? Okay, so of course, Mark Twain is or was an American writer, a novelist, a humorist, and a travel writer. Okay, so today he is remembered as the author of Adventures of Tom Sawyer, the Adventures of also of Huckleberry Finn. Okay, so he is considered or widely considered one of the greatest American writers of all time. Last but not the least, we have there love is love. It can never be explained. This is what I'm talking about a while ago. You will you cannot explain your feeling, right? So this is from James Earl Jones. Okay, so he is an American actor known for a deep resonant voice. Okay, he is known for a good having a good bass voice, right? He used it to bring a great effect in television, in films, and in movies, right? So he is also a multi-awarded American actor of theater and film, right? So these are the several quotes I chose to share with you about love. Okay, so let's proceed. Now, of all the poems, I chose this one because I know that you can relate to this. Okay, nowadays we know that we are bombarded with a change. Okay, perhaps a change situations in our family, in our loved ones, in our career, in our job, and I chose this one because regardless of our levels, regardless of our age, we experience this one. And I find out that most of us have this kind of experiences. Okay, let me read to you the poem, right? So before we finally or before we go to our main course, if we're going to compare it to a food, okay, we're going to tackle later or to discuss. I'm going to discuss later to you the four types of love. But before that, let me read to you this poem. What is love? Why one gets hurt sometimes and be loved? Why getting angry, bitter, or upset? A constant journey either for a friend, to a family, or team. Why being misunderstood and being understood are two different things. Why there is a need to friend, unfriend, block, and unblock the one who is close to you or the stranger. Why is a gossip or humor and honesty that needed to think, say, and do? Why a dishonest heart and mind needs an honest one? Why needed to disrespect, hurt, and be hurt? The one who is close and stranger to us. Why needed to remind someone of his or her past mistakes again and again? Why needed to bully a person just to let him or her feel bad, weak, or discouraged? Why a person shows that he or she is capable of loving anyone rather than that a person who tells that he or she loves her or her. But with all the strengths and weaknesses a person has, with all of this, love accepts everything. Okay? So let me share you a secret. This is one of my favorite poems. Why I written this poem, right? So MM there stands for my pen name, right? So I hope you can reflect to the lines here. Honestly, I experienced this one. Okay, I experienced this one um, in a positive, both in a positive and negative side. Sometimes somebody did this to me in the past, or sometimes I did this to somebody, but I realized, of course, in the end, that I cannot hold any grudges or anything to that person. In the end, okay, as the last line says there, with all of this, love accepts everything. Okay, so we're going to find out Why? Love accepts everything. Okay? So for the next slide, why fall in love? Of course, when you look at the title, you must be wondering, or maybe the speaker is in love. Well, to tell you honestly, or maybe I will tell you honestly later about my status. Okay? So, but then I'm too excited to share with you the content of this topic, right? So let's have first to go further. Let's have first to define what is love. And I know that you are eager to find out what love is as well. Or maybe you know this already, but perhaps um, like me, okay, you may um, you may need or you may need help um, to remember or to be reminded of what love is because love, okay, later. So love, for the first definition we have there, it is the desire to establish, preserve, or deepen a close, ongoing relationship with another person. Okay. And I know it's understandable. There is a relationship um, is going between two persons. Okay, so right now, okay, we understand that there are genders. Okay, our people, okay, who are on this kind of status. So they establish, they preserve, or deepen a close, ongoing relationship. Okay, of course, there's people involved here, right? So this is according to writers Reese and Aaron. Okay, so lovering in addition defines love as strong, multifaceted emotional experience that alters your body's chemistry, including the neurotransmitters. So aside from being established, preserve, or deepen a close, ongoing relationship between another person, it is also a strong, multifaceted emotional experience. Okay, that it can affect even your health. So we're talking about here neurotransmitters. Well, these neurotransmitters include dopamine, the feel-good hormone. Okay, also the phenylethylamine. Okay, um, which increases the production of adrenaline and um, causes a racing heart and sweaty palms. Okay, see? Here is the explanation, or here is the discussion why you feel, you feel being anxious, you are sweaty, what else? You feel restless when the person you are admired, you are attracted, or you are having a crush is there. So because it is connected and it is being shown or reflected to our health, our body, our physical body. So again, I'm talking about neurotransmitters. Right. So for noradrenaline, which increases the production of adrenaline, and what else? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Again, phenylethylamine. Okay. I recall phenylethylamine. This one is released when we're close to our crush, and it gives us a butterfly, okay, in our stomachs, right? So, you know, when I had my crush before, as I've said, I had this kind of feeling that I was restless, I was anxious, I don't know what to do. I do weird things probably. Okay, and some people might wonder why I felt, I got sweaty. Okay, like that. Because of this. So it is all because of this. Right? So it's understandable, right? So again, for noradrenaline, it increases the production of adrenaline, and this one is in charge of raising our heart. Okay, so we have also the sweaty palms, as I said. Okay, that stimulates the brain's pleasure centers. You may feel excited and nervous at the same time. Okay, do you agree with me? Now, a drop in levels of serotonin. Okay, so what is serotonin? This adds, well, that is also in your neurotransmitters, which adds a dash of or a dash of obsession for some. And you have these crazy blessings to find urgent love of infatuation. Couples will feel this. Okay, so this is according to Powell. Okay, so they have this variety of effects. Okay, so because of that obsession, craziness, because you like that person, you want him or her. Um, you have these ways to see him or her. Okay, probably you have hundreds of ways how are you going to contact the person or to see this person, right? Okay. Also, we have another one definition. The word love comes from the hypothetical term love, which means care or desire. Okay, this comes from Britannica in the terms of the encyclopedia. Another one, another study says that males are more likely than women to fall in love. Oh, do you agree? Okay, as I know that women are more likely or prone to fall in love rather than males. But here in this study, according to Macmillan 2022, it is the male or it is the boys who are more likely to fall in love, okay, than women, right? So that's according to him. Okay, so what else? It is also a global emotions, right? So global emotions. So when we say global, regardless of gender, religion, physical appearance, level of intellect, well, love is there. Okay, as you see, as we see around the news, research, studies, everything, uh, couples of different nationalities, okay, different genders, ages, okay, well, when they find themselves love that person or they find themselves loving that person, okay, they pursue them. And of course, at the end, they get married. Okay. So that is why, okay, you know, one of the definition here is that love is a global emotion. Okay. Well, probably not only for couples, okay, not only for couples, but also for others. Okay. So here, on my next topic or in my next part, I'm going to tell you or to discuss to you the types or kinds of love, right? So we have here the four kinds of love. First, we have the eros or erotic or passionate love. The second one is philia, which is other known as love of friend and equal. Then we have the storge, love of parents or children. And then we have the agape or agape, love of mankind or universal love. Are you ready now to find out what is the difference between these four? Okay, well, anyway, bottom line, there are all kinds of love, right? But we have to know their differences as well, right? So here, first we have the eros or erotic passionate love. Well, every one of us, especially teenagers, okay, young people, singles, regardless of age, right? Okay, we are prone to this. We are expected to feel this, especially for opposite sex, the opposite sex, right? Now, the Greek word erotas, which means, okay, the eros here comes from the Greek word erotas, which means intimate love. Okay, as you see, we have there the word intimate. Okay, again, let me remind you that love is a basic human feeling experience, or that is experienced by all people and can manifest itself in a variety of ways. Okay, so we are going to unlock. I am going to unlock rather. Okay, here on this four kinds of love. Okay, what are the mediums? What are the ways in which we can see these kinds of love, right? So there, Eros is derived from the name of the Greek god of love and denotes physical attraction, love, and sexual desire. So we have there the word attraction, physical attraction. We're talking about body, love, and sexual desire, right? So the term eros love, or derived, it is derived from the name of the Greek god of love and denotes physical attraction, love, and sexual desire. So I read it a while ago. So for this reason, the term eros love describes a husband, okay, take note, a husband and wife's sexual or healthy sexual attraction, as well as their sensual, physical intimacy and sexual attraction. Why I am talking about husband and wife? Because, as a Christian, um, you know, sex are supposed to be or are designed for husband and wife. Okay, so the Bible says about that. I mean, it is, or history says, okay, it is a fact that God designed sex for couples. Okay, but unfortunately, in our at present nowadays, peoples or young peoples, even if they are not yet married or even singles, they have this kind of ways to meet someone, and they um well, let's tell the fact, okay, that this is now the trend, okay, for some. For others who are not particularly already not minding the true purpose of that thing, okay, so because of the temptation, because of that love, okay, we're talking about eros, they probably already have this kind of thing, right? So even if they are not yet married, well, honestly, or I mean, to tell you the truth, this is actually intended for husband and wife. Okay, so it is God designed for this kind of thing. Okay, so when we hear somebody that, oh, you don't have to say that because that's a bad thing. Well, as educators, I'm one of the teachers. Um, it is good as well. Okay, we have this already. We will let others, or especially the teens, especially youngs, already have this kind of knowledge. Okay, they need to learn this kind of thing. Okay, for them to be knowledgeable enough, to be aware enough. Okay, to be aware of their actions. Okay, so as I've said, eros is a passionate love, a physical love, an intimate love. So that involves sexual desire or sexual act, okay, for the two couple because they are in love. Okay, so we have there the word passionate love, and we have this erotic. Okay, so eros love is only appropriate for matrimony. So when we say matrimony, we're talking about marriage. So it is supposed to be um, done for married or for couples. Okay, so you have there in my last line that God created eros love as a gift for His goodness. Okay, for couples to enjoy, right? So this is supposed to be for married. Okay, young people, my dear students, if you are here, because I invited my students from my school. Okay, if you are listening right now, right, please understand that eros should be done or should be felt by couples, okay, by um married people, right? So this is appropriate for married or husband and wife. Okay, because as I've said, as it is written there, um, um, it is already a fact that sexual desire, okay, is there in eros or in erotic or passionate love. So this is intended for married couples, right? So that is for eros or erotic or passionate love. You may wonder why I did say this, because okay, as a Christian, it's my duty as well, or it's my task as well to share with you um what I've learned. Okay, what I've learned from the Bible, what I've learned as a Christian. So this is the right thing. Okay, So it is a right thing if you are married, okay, and you're having this with your partner, okay. So you don't have to feel guilty, okay, and there's no sin there as long as you are married, okay, for that person. Okay. Next, philia. Okay, what is philia? So philia is other known as love of friend and equal. All right. So, well, all of us have friends, right? Okay. So philia occurs between two or more individuals. Let me ask you, why do you have friends? Why that kind of person likes you as a friend? Okay. Um, let me tell you honestly, of course, I have a lot of friends, but sometimes, as you know, as the saying says, that there is no such perfect relationship. Okay, there may become a time that your friend might misunderstand you, or you might misunderstand your friend. Okay, or perhaps you are not, you know, you have an argument, something like that, or it may cause a conflict or somewhat a misunderstanding. I did share this because I experienced this one also. Okay, now let's talk about philia. So philia occurs between two or more individuals, right? So maybe, um, um, you know, uh, you may feel good about that person, uh, somehow on his or her ways, the way she or talks. So it depends upon the person as well. Okay, because we have individual differences and we have different personalities. We have different temperaments, and just like, I can say that we can connect this also as you see a picture. Okay, so there's a saying that the beauty comes from, or it depends upon you as you look at the picture. For you, it may be beautiful, but for others, it is not. It may just a simple picture you. Okay? But for some artists, it may be some kind of different one or a unique one. Right? So same with our personality. You may find that person funny or good or friendly, but for some maybe he or she might say that that kind of person is not easy to get along with. So it depends, right? But then philia, as I've said, is a love of friend in equality. So it illustrates, for another definition, it illustrates the equality of love that all individual experience. That is why we have teams, we have organizations, even if we have different kind of personalities or backgrounds, we come from different backgrounds, but we have this kind of love or passion. We share it to that group of person or to that team or organization, because we have this commonalities, or we have this um, similarity. Okay, so not only, okay, that illustrates the equality of love, it also depicts, okay, it does not depict any sexual desire. So it is opposite in eros, because in eros we have the sexual desire, okay, for others, for the opposite sex, okay, for husband and wife, or for other genders. Now here, it does not depict any sexual desire. So as I've said, this is love of friends. We love our friends. So we can label them as, who is your best friend, your closest friends, okay, your new friend. Okay. Another one, it creates a solid friendship. How do you define a solid friendship? You may tell me that being having a best friend, you may tell him or her everything. In my part, somehow, okay, or perhaps, but um, honestly, when I know a person who is easy to get along with, I have this kind of personality that I can easily trust or share even my secrets for the person. I don't know if even if the person will, it depends upon him or her if she or he will share it to others as well. But for me, I easily trust somebody, okay, whom I believe that a friendly one, right? So solid friendship, okay. So for me, having a solid friendship, okay, here, okay, as I experienced, somebody who is there for you both in your ups and downs, even if you have a lot of problems, he or she is just there. Okay, so please excuse me. I'll just drink a cup of water first. Okay, so what else? Okay, referred to as personal love. Okay, so you may ask me, what is a personal love? Well, excuse me. So when we say personal love, again, because we have these friends, um, you will feel that kind of feeling that, okay, excuse me, I'm having a cough because I ate a chocolate before. I mean before my prior to this talk, and I forgot that I was not supposed to eat that kind of thing because I'm prone to allergies. But anyway, here, personal love, of course, love of friends, equal. Now here, how do you show your love to your friends? Will you able to, or did you already show your loyalty to your friend, even on his or her saddest or happiest moment? Well, it's easy to say on the happiest moment. How about in the saddest? Okay, okay, excuse me. Now, when we say saddest, well, we have different challenges and problems, and there will be a time that your friend might feel somewhat bad. Excuse. How do you how do you comfort her or him? Okay, so again, if you love that kind of friend, you will be able to comfort him with all your might. Okay, so that's for philia or love of friend. Okay, so another one, this one. So when we say storge or love of parents, children, or others, this is a unique kind of love as well. Okay, so how do you show your love to your parents? Well, and we have the saying that even if you will not love your parents back, your parents will still love you, no matter what you do, or regardless of what you do. Okay, so do you believe on that? Okay, as I experienced when my father decided to work in Manila. That was when I was in grade 4. Um, well, at first I didn't ask about him. Okay, in the first few months, but then later I realized, oh, where's my father? Why I didn't see him? Okay, so my mother kept on telling us that our father went to Manila to find food for us. Okay, so for us to continue our study, to have things, okay, in school. So our father decided to go there to provide our needs. Okay, so just like that, I didn't mind at all. But then later I realized that you know at first I had this feeling when I was in high school that when I mean before my high school that um, what if my father didn't go in Manila? What if he was just there helping us? Okay, but my mother told me a lot that you know for a person, even if he or she loves the person, so especially in the side of my father, even if he really loves us, even if he truly loves us as his family, for the sake of us, he sacrificed he sacrificed his longings, he sacrificed um, his desire for us to see, to see my mother, to see us as his children, okay, for the sake that he can help us, okay, he will provide, he will provide our needs, okay, and there I realized that yes, the fact. Okay? That is why we have abroads, we have OFWs who sacrifice, especially for the parents. Okay? Um, the truth is, they are really hurting, or I mean, they are in pain, seeing their family apart from them or afar, but then they don't have a choice because they need money, they need to support their family, they have to leave their families here, or they have to leave their families to their country or to their respective places just to provide the needs. Okay, so now, love of parents. Okay, so in our definition, again, there, it says it is a unique kind of love. Okay, so okay, can you imagine that your mother went through a lot, okay, having you on her womb for 9 months. Okay, I remember my mother told me that she said to me that she almost died when she gave birth to me because I have this big head, okay, that she labored almost 24 hours, if I'm not mistaken, or didn't forget, it was from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. or 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. So can you imagine? My mother already told my father that if ever I'll die, according to her, you have to take care of our child. So that was her conversation, her last conversation with my father, that she thought she may die giving birth to me. So that's then the reason why I reflected, or I realized that being a mother, you know, is a noble one. It's a noble thing. Okay, so having a child 9 months on her womb. What else? Okay, taking care of her or him throughout the months or throughout the years of being a child. Okay, until or he or she. Okay, from birth to elementary to high school and even to college, and even if that child or becomes grown ups, or I mean becomes an adult. Okay, can you imagine the love of parents, okay, that they give to you, to us? Okay, so it's a unique kind of love according to Klingon 2021, and it is earned. Okay, so of course endured, being endured. Okay, um, the sacrifices of parents to their children. Well, um, why I'm talking this one. I witnessed how my father worked in the farm. Okay. Um, because my father is a laborer before, when he was still on his 40s, 30s and 40s. Okay. He tended the farm. He worked a lot. Okay, under the heat of the sun. What else? And he got sick sometimes. Okay, in the past. And that's the reason that sometimes I also cry once in a while when when I see my parents, especially my father, when lately, because he got sick lately. I mean, yeah, sometimes um he feels cold, or he feels having a running nose, having a cough. Okay, the previous months he had a pneumonia, and looking back on the sacrifices that uh, he gave to us just to provide our needs, um, I my heart is in pain because I know I could not equal, or I mean I could not give the or I could not give back, or I could not pay whatever sacrifices of my father, whatever sacrifices that he did to my family, or especially to me, being the eldest among us. But then taking care of him, providing his needs, probably that's the least thing that I can do. So, love of parents, I knew, honestly, let me tell you this, my dear participants, that I am not a perfect daughter. I actually sometimes, especially when my mother called me, and I know that I have this reason. Okay, I right away, I right away reason out. Okay, but then I realized, oh, how bad I am. Why did I? How bad I was. Why did I told my mother about that in such kind of tone? Okay, so then I um I reflected and I said sorry. Okay, so love of parents, children, and others. Aside from that, an effective and mutual communication shared with one another happen. See, when your parents loves you and you love your parents as well, okay, for being one the child and for other relatives, there's unity, there's cooperation. Can you imagine having a family who loves one another, but we know the truth that there is no such a perfect relationship. Okay, we have this family feud sometimes, family conflicts, family misunderstanding. Okay, so I can say that yes, that's true. That there is no such perfect relationship. But what is important here is that through this communication, we are able um, to share what is needed to be shared. Okay, if if you need to be humble, you have to be humble. If you need to be honest, you need to be honest. If you need to say sorry. Okay, and so on and so forth. And I know that whatever problems may come, because you have this kind of love, no matter what the thing, whatever done already, it will be forgiven. Okay? Because at the end of the day, even if we have this feud with our families, with our relatives or other family members, at the end of the day, family is family. Okay? Especially if there is something happen. Okay? So it's the truth, or I mean, it's a fact that this thing happens. Okay, so sometimes we have that kind of misunderstanding. But what is important is, when you realize and when you have this kind of reflection, regardless of what happened already, okay, even if you didn't make any wrongs, okay, if you have this kind of love in your heart, you will be the one to facilitate or to communicate. Then peace will be there, and of course, love will be there. And love is there. Okay, so it provides also a feeling of intimacy and fondness. Okay, so you will be able to know the how your mother or how your father cares for you. Okay, so um, to some of my students, I already share to them once in a while an experiences of, even if I'm not yet a mother or I'm not yet a father, because I know, okay, sometimes parents are not perfect. They may scold us, perhaps they may not yet investigate it at first, and they may just judge or conclude that a certain thing is being done by this, by that, and at the end, they will realize that they scold for a wrong thing. Okay, so they are like also with us. I mean, our parents is also same with us that they are not perfect. Okay, so parents are not perfect, but when we're going to think their love, their sacrifices, everything will be gone and it will be replaced by love, right? So also it is sometimes referred to as familial love, okay? So you love him as your mother, you love her as your mother, you love them as your siblings, and there will be a harmonious relationship. Okay, so again, as I've said, there is no such perfect relationship. But when you reflected, okay, after you do a thing, or for example, we once in a while we may hurt others, especially our parents or our siblings or others or other relatives. What is important then is you have to remember you need to have love. So LOVE. Okay, that's only four-letter word, but this four-letter word is a strong emotion, is a good bridge for us to be united with our parents, to be united with our siblings, and for others, for other relatives, right? So this is our love of parents or children matters or starting loves. Okay, then last but not the least, we have the agape or love of mankind or the universal love. Okay, it is said that of all the kinds of love, agape is the greatest. Why? Okay, so let me tell you something here. Okay, of course, in our slide, it is the brotherly love that God has for all of humanity. Now, for Christians like me, you understand that Jesus Christ is there. Jesus Christ is given to others. Okay, Jesus Christ is given to us. Okay, so it's the primary reason. Okay, because God loves us, He sacrificed Jesus Christ for us. Jesus died on the cross for us sinners. Okay, for us to be saved. Okay, so love or God love us. Can you imagine He provided all our needs? Okay, perhaps or probably you may ask yourself or you may wonder why sometimes our prayers are not answered or perhaps you may say, how did God love us? Sometimes He did not answer my prayer, or sometimes He is not answering my prayer. Sometimes He answered, or sometimes He is giving me a good life, sometimes not. Sometimes I have problems, sometimes I have success or failures. Now, let me remind you, my dear, for my fellow Christians, okay, and for others as well who believe that, everything, we believe that everything is created by God. The earth, the heaven, and the earth, everything. Our families, our loved ones, the things that we enjoy here, even the most recent newly discovered technology, okay, even the microscope, okay, they are discovered by those persons, by those famous persons, scientists. And who are they? Who created them? So it is God who created them. So it is said that agape is the greatest of all love, or the greatest gift God gave us. Okay? So, well, God sacrifices Jesus Christ for us. So universal love. Okay? So we pray for him. We know that he will answer us. Okay? But in a different way. Sometimes yes, sometimes no, sometimes slow, sometimes wait. Okay. So this is agape. Another one, this is a paternal love that man has for God, humanity. So God love us, we love God. So in honor, okay, because we love Him, we go to church, we pray, we follow His commandments. But sometimes, okay, honestly, as a Christian, I am not a perfect Christian. I may think, say, or do things that perhaps are not right with God. But as soon as I acknowledge that those things are not good, I confess it to Him and I ask forgiveness. Because as I've said, there is no such perfect man. There is no perfect man. Only Jesus, only God is perfect. Okay? All of us are not perfect. And God knows that. That is why He gives us chances, right? He gives us chances to work for the better. Okay? But of course, there's a lesson there. When we sin, okay, we believe that sometimes trials are there, tests are there. Sometimes they are endless. Okay, we have problem on here, problem there. Okay, in almost all aspects. But then at the end of the day, because we have our faith, because we want to honor Him, as we love Him, as we love God. Okay, we talk to Him, we pray to Him. Okay, and that's the time that we regain, that we you know we remember that we have faith. Okay, and the circumstances sometimes test us. Sometimes we may forget that God is there. Okay, sometimes we feel useless or for others. Okay, the trend now, as you see, news, there's a news or there's lately people if they forgot God, you know what happened? They commit suicide. Okay, why they commit suicide? Because they forgot God, or they forget God there. Okay, they thought probably, or they thought that there was no one loving them. Okay, and this is the hardest thing. Okay, and um this is the saddest thing to know that people might forget about God and might commit suicide because of the problems, about the problems that they encounter. Okay, but they one thing they forgot or they forget that there is somebody or there is God up there who is loving us unconditionally. It is only us who is, because of our lifestyles, we forgot praying or worshiping Him. Okay, so it's always good. It's always noteworthy to know that this kind of love is, is being unconditional. Okay, God love us with no, with nothing to um nothing to us, but only for us to love Him back by following Him, by worshiping Him, by honoring Him. Okay, and we believe that as Christians. Okay, so this is also known as unconditional love. That's what I'm talking about. Unconditional, without any condition. Okay, so nowadays, my nephews or nieces, when we tell them to buy something on the store, they will tell us, okay, I have to buy that. Provided you have to give your cell phone to that I'll borrow your cell phone or I may get some bread. Okay, so that's conditional because they thought or they have this mindset sometimes that when they do a thing they need to have a favor in return. Okay, now let's go back to agape. This one is unconditional love. So again, there is no condition there. Can you imagine that God love us? Okay, God love us without any conditions, right? So next, what happened when we are in love? Okay, so I already discussed the types of love or the kinds of love and how the definitions and how to or we have to experience them or how do we tell them. Now, what happened when we are in love? So, according to Harvard Medical School, chemicals linked to the reward circuit overflow the brain. So, as I've discussed it earlier or to those past slides. So there is a neurotransmitter that happen, in our brain when we are in love. So when we are having a crush, let's go back there to that one because why I am telling you this, why I'm sharing with you having a crush because when you're having a crush, um, okay, it's unexplainable. You have this kind of unexplainable feeling that you have this mixed emotion or mixed feelings that you are excited at the same time you are nervous. So this is this is now in relation or connected. Okay, this is what chemicals linked to the reward circuit overflows the brain is all about. Okay, so this is from Harvard School. What happened if you are in love? What happened? Can you still remember? How do you react? How do you feel? What is your feeling? Okay. So did you recall what I told a while ago? Okay. How do you feel when you're having a crush? Where your crush is being there or is just around? Okay. So I remember when I had my crush when I was in high school. I was a cadet then when I was in Delapas. And he was the highest officer. He stood in front of me and then he asked questions. But then you know what? I felt my sweat, and then I could not form the words at first. But then later, I told myself, oh, I have to be strong. I need to answer his question, even if even if I felt somehow speechless. Okay, and the one I said before, you might do some weird things because I was a cadet before. I need to stand straight, okay, and to hold the rifle, okay. So thanks God that I overcome the kind of feeling before, right? So what else? Bodies produce more cortisol. What is cortisol, by the way? Okay. So again, this one is um, a link to our health, or it is a reaction of our body when we are in love. Now, you may wonder, or you may ask you, what kind of love is that? That you have this kind of, reaction in your body. Well, again, I'm talking about that love, that just like having a crush, okay? That you feel, okay? So especially for if you have this romance or romantic feelings, you're evoking a range of mental and bodily reactions, including pounding hearts. So that is why your heart beats fast. Okay, there's a race in your heart. Okay, it's in your heart, and then you have a sweaty hands. Okay, so it's just funny that you know um, you are not acting like a normal one. Okay, when your crush is there, or when the person is there, or the person that you are attracted to or admired to is if he or she is there, right? And that's a fact. Okay, now you may don't feel guilty about it, or don't feel worried about it, because that's a normal reaction, Okay, as research says here. So flash chicks, so you have these blushes, okay, intense or tense feelings. So during these early stages of passionate love, our bodies produce more cortisol. So this is what I'm talking about, the stress hormone. So to help us deal with the impending crisis, because you are having a mixed emotion, you are excited at the same time nervous, right? So the serotonin level, okay, in the brain decrease as cortisol level decrease or increase rather. So the obsessive compulsive behaviors linked to infatuation, what's called the intrusive, medically preoccupying thoughts, hopes, or terrors of early love. Now see, so there's this kind of reaction in our body. Okay, so according to Harvard Medical School. Okay, so love also is defined by a great one for close physical contact. Okay, so this refers to Eros love. Okay, and is far deeper and more intense than other emotions. So that is why what happened when the boy and girls, go to a certain place and they, they are only they're the only person there. Okay, so because they have this kind of feeling, thing might happen, and you know that, right? So individuals who are in love give equal weight to the demands of their partner as well as their own, whereas those who are in like enjoy each other's presence. Okay, so they they desire for close physical contact. Okay, so again, I'm talking about eros love. So this is understandable. Okay, because of that physical contact. Okay, the sexual desire. Okay, then it is far deeper and more intense. Okay, so I already shared this one. Give equal weight to the demands of the partner. Okay, so you have there, just to update the points here. We already shared this one. Of course, they enjoy each other's presence. Okay, so what is the use of having them together if they will not enjoy each other? But probably, other participants, you may encounter this kind of experience. Okay, you may fall in love with the person, and all of a sudden, the feeling is gone. What happened? Okay, so later, let's talk about the effects of love. Okay, so here, right, first, let's have the advantages. So when we say advantages, of course, we're talking about the positivity or the benefits of love. Okay, so for those four kinds of love, we have first one, love brings euphoria, demands respect, and exhibit a good behavior. So this is one of the advantage of being in love. Okay, you may wonder why. What kind of love is this? That it brings euphoria, demands respect, and exhibit a good behavior. Okay, now let me share this too. Men may feel euphoric, crave a response from their partner, and act softer when they fall in love. Okay, so for men, do you agree with this? Well, the study shows, or the research shows, says here, okay, you have this kind of feeling, or you have this kind of experience, my dear ladies. Okay, so you may agree with me with this. Because of the dopamine reward system, men feel good, happier, energetic, and confident. So, as you can see, if men are in love, you can, you know, it is reflected all on their actions, on their behavior. That you may wonder why, oh, this person is being energetic. Somehow he is inspired. And that's one thing. One reason why he is active, he is inspired because he is in love, right? Now, when they look for a person, as they talk, these people can feel joy and, reminiscence. Okay? So, because they like the person, they may feel excited. Okay, as the mention or as the name is being mentioned, if they love that person, they are, you know, they have this kind of feeling that they are interested. Okay, so overall, a man can feel positive as he always has time for the person he is in love with. So for couples, for girlfriends and boyfriends, having a boyfriend or girlfriend, okay, or even couples or married couple, well, they have this kind of feeling. Okay, they would a men find time always for their loved ones, even if they are having a busy business. Okay, they always set aside, they always give time to these people, to their loved ones, to their girlfriend or boyfriend, or the husband and wife, vice versa. Okay, also for women, as they are in love, okay, please look at the points there that I share. They become daring. So when they say daring, they dare to do a thing. They take risk. Do you agree with me, my dear ladies? Okay, so they dare to do something. So studies also claim that people who fall in love have a strong sense of self. Okay, so they have this kind of confidence and happiness. So they have this kind of strong feeling, okay, that people might notice, okay. So they may notice us, they may notice a person who is inspired to do a thing, maybe singing while cooking, singing while working, what else? Having a smile, okay, blushing, uh, somebody, or you might hear somebody will say to you that, oh, you are blooming, okay, and then that person will say, oh, because I'm in love, or others may say, oh, because that person is in love or inspired, and um, that's a fact, all right? So research says, okay, what else? They are also flexible and adapt other things. Okay, because they are in love, they can they can say no, or they may not um, do a bad thing. Or I mean, because they are inspired, they work for that, they finish that kind of project, they did this, they did that, okay, in a positive way, right? So men find pleasure in seeing ladies they are in love with green or love. So men really like to see women who are laughing, especially if they are in love to that person or to the kind of woman, right? So the critical neurotransmitter is needed, okay, by our brain reward system to promote rewarding activities, okay, especially for consuming, okay, for playing musical instruments, okay, having a sexual relationship, and observing your loved ones. So researchers found that men's interest in dating their partners was a strong predictor of hard work they would strive to be amusing. Okay, right. That's what I'm talking about. So the gestures that their spouses use to express their affection for them are like a language that men need to learn. So for couples, well, honestly, I am still single. Okay, you may ask me if I had and having a boyfriend before. Yes, I had, but somehow it's not yet my time to get married, or it's not. We're not meant to each other. That person um, right now had another partner or being married. Okay. Well, that's past life. Okay, we cannot hold or we cannot say that that person is really meant to us unless otherwise that you have this bonding or you have this kind of love that no matter what will happen. I mean, that person, if that person is in love to you, you know, he or she is there, and of course, I believe that you know if you are really meant to each other, if you and that person are really meant to each other, okay, life will find ways, God will find ways, okay? No matter how far or what other challenges you face. But if you are not meant to each other, well, there will be ways for you to be part ways, right? Now here, so critical neurotransmitter is needed to promote rewarding activities. So this is still under euphoria. Okay. So because of that, inspiration, okay, that person can play the musical instruments and of course having the sexual relationship and observing their loved ones. So there's a chain, there's a link, there's a connection. Okay, that this kind of advantage has been euphoria and demand respect. So it exhibits a good behavior. So this is a kind of advantage, or this is a kind of love that brings good, okay, to people. Now, next, experiencing love in daily life is associated with better health. All right, of course, everybody wants to have a good health, or everybody um, aims to have a good health. Okay, and you know, having love, okay, having love in daily life, we feel love, you know, this will give us a good health. Okay. Please try to look at the points that I shared it there. Okay. The love is there as my first you know, my first circle. So love there, okay, is connected to higher levels of psychological well-being. So when we say psychological, we talk about mental health, okay, which is very important, which is very important part of our lives. So we're not looking only for our physical. Of course, physical is important, okay, as well as the most important thing, of course. If we are hurt in physical, this can be easily treated, or I mean, it can easily be addressed, while when it comes to our mental health or psychological, you know, somehow it may be there's a remedy or solution to that problem that it may takes time for that to heal. Now, psychological. Okay, so if you're in love or if you feel love, okay, so we're talking about all about kinds of love: eros, philia, storge, and agape. Okay, if we feel this kind of love, you know, we have this kind of higher level of psychological well-being. So researchers discover that those with greater levels of self-love, brief encounters with love and connections in daily life also exhibit this one, okay, which encompasses optimism. So what do we mean by optimism? Being positive in life. Okay. Even if you have problems, if we are bombarded with a lot of challenges, a lot of conflicts, for example, or misunderstanding, if we have this kind of love within us, okay, the optimism is still there. We we can still smile even amidst our struggles, amidst challenges. What else? And a sense of purpose. Okay, even if we have a lot of problems, okay, bombarded with financial, what else? Physical health, okay, so on and so forth. We can still smile, and we know that we have a purpose. We know that that kind of problem, that kind of challenges will not last long. They will come to pass. Same with dreams. Okay? Change is there. There will be a time that you have problems, and then there will be a time that you will feel joy. And we understand that. Okay. Why? Because we are loved. We feel loved. And we have that kind of optimism and purpose. Okay. So even if we are tired, so tired in our work, okay, for couples who have child, okay, many times in my colleagues, you know, I hear them that, oh, anyway, you need to get a husband, you need to get married now because even if you are tired from work, even if you have a lot of work, or even if you have a lot of problems, when you see your child, okay, and then the child will kiss you and will hug you, no matter how tired you are, you feel good, and that's true. That's a fact. Okay, so what else? In a study conducted by Penn State Institute for Computational or Data Sciences, or ICDS, in comparison to those with lower felt love scores, according to them, those people felt love, okay, have this kind of higher level in psychological well-being compared to those who felt having this lower scores in love. Okay, they felt, um, maybe they have this kind of love, but not much, okay, compared to this group of person. Now, love merits unique consideration, okay, apart from other emotions, okay, as evidenced by the strong positive impact it has on one's physical and mental well-being. Okay, why is it unique consideration? Okay, if you love a person not only for eros alone, okay, as I've said, we have four kinds of love. We have the eros, the philia, the storge, and the agape. Okay, these kinds of love are being reflected to you. Okay, how you deal with other person. Okay, so they might say, oh, who are the parents of this person? Oh, perhaps, okay, this person experienced this, experienced that, and yes, that's a fact. And even in research studies shows that. Okay, we can observe a person being loved on how she or he um, deals with others, okay, and deals with life. How she or he face life amidst struggles, okay, amidst problems, right? Now, because they are able to perform their craft, okay, which includes producing songs and poems for artists, okay, for those people who are, writing poems or writing or producing songs, artists like poets and songwriters feel love, which motivates them to give it their all. Yeah, that's true. Okay, because I am fond of writing poems. Um, and when I write poems, I am able to express my feelings. Okay, I remember in the past, um, I used to write sad poems, especially I guess it was during the pandemic when when we were not together with my family or with my mother, and we experienced a lot of heartbreaks or a lot of challenges. During the time I am already a Christian, because I want to express my feelings. So on my poems or in my lines, I was able to give justice, or I mean to bring my emotions in the text. Okay, so people might wonder why, oh, this kind of person is probably depressed, this and that. Okay, well, I can say that in writing a poem, um, to write a poem, it's it's not just that you are just writing there, this and that, but you have to communicate, or you have to express. How are you going to express your feeling? How are you going to bring them on the text? So you will choose words, okay? You choose words to express the kind of emotion, and that's true, okay? That artists like poets and songwriters motivate themselves to write their craft, okay? Because the inspiration is there. Okay. What if they are inspired? You may ask me, did you experience, or have you ever experienced writing a poem that you are yes, most of the time. Okay. Now here, people with higher felt love scores tended to have higher extroversion personality scores. So you have there, okay, in the next circle. While those with lower felt love scores were more likely to exhibit signs of narcissism. Altruistic and compassionate love are examples of loving feelings that have the potential to be significant mechanisms for enhancing psychological well-being. So let's go back to the psychological well-being. It's connected to our health. Okay, so then in later life outside the family, you will be able to know, oh, why you may wonder why a person looks younger on her or his age, and he or she might say, oh, I just smile. You know the reason why I look younger, this and that. Probably he or she will share to you the secret formula, like exercising, sleeping on time, eating balanced diet or nutritious food rather, and so on and so forth. But then the bottom line is research says that if you have love in your life, this will boost your health. This is connected to your health. Okay? Because remember, love is an emotion. Love is here. Okay? And that is why when somebody feels somehow depressed, okay, this is later will be explained further in my disadvantages part. He or she, that person will most likely um, show actions that obviously he or she is depressed or sad. Okay, just like not eating on time, working hard. What else? For men, they are drinking, okay, strong drinks, okay, so on and so forth. Okay. Now, that's all for letter B, experiencing love in daily life. Again, having love is associated with good health. Okay, next one, workers who experience love perform better. And this is good for having a career or having a task or having love. Why? Did you experience that? You may wonder why. You may ask me, yes, most of the time. Or I may say that I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect. I sometimes become lazy, this and that. But then I can say that, especially having this agape love, okay, I have this inspiration or this is my motivation to do my best to work no matter how many tasks are there. Okay, even if I try. All right. Now, what can we say about this? All right. So we have there the writer, okay, the researchers, Marseille and O'Neill. So they noted that companionate love, or from the word companion, it means your companion. Companionate love, which is focused more on warmth, affection, and connection than on desire, is significantly less intense than passionate love. What does it mean? In other words, it should come or employees who feel more loved and cared for by their co-workers perform better. See? So, for example, I am a teacher. I have my colleagues. Okay, I belong to the English department. If my colleagues, if I feel love, I experience love by my colleagues, just like, for example, having a good relationship, taking each other, having this give and take relationship, then, well, I'll perform better. Okay? Because I feel love. There's there's no way for me um to transfer, to quit probably, or to feel sad because I feel good about my work, because of my coworkers, because of my colleagues. They treat me better. They treat me with love and care. And that's what research says. If we feel love, okay, in our job, in our career, we perform better. Okay. So same with our boss, right? Um, well, in Europe or in the US, this is the secret ingredients. Okay, why there are organizations or teams who, you know, reach their goals, reach their aims for just a matter of time. Okay, even I mean, they have these goals. Okay, probably for example 6 months, but then they can reach it probably only 4 or 5 months. Why? Because they work hard, they work together, they have love in their hearts, they treat each other with love and care. As I've said, there is no such perfect relationship. Even in our job, we may have understanding, there may be a conflict, or we can say there will becomes or there will be a time that there is selfishness and jealousies, blah blah blah, and more. But then, if we're going to reflect again, if we are going to remember what love is, no matter how big the pain or how different we are from one another, okay, I'm talking about boss, employers, colleagues, co-workers, if there is love, so when we say love, how can we say that we have love? Okay, it is reflected through our actions. Like as I've said, there is kindness, there is humility. Okay, I believe that because we have love, we have to be humble. We have to be honest. What else? We have to be a giver. Okay, we have to sacrifice something. For example, your coworkers or your colleagues will ask you to do this a favor. Okay, probably he or she will be absent. Or in my school, there will be there will or there is this in the past or even now we have this sometimes we ask each other to do this to do that. Okay, we're having a give and take relationship, asking favors, yes, this and that. Okay, you know what? The feeling is, is good because you're having that kind of a good relationship with one another. Or probably you might encounter misunderstanding or conflict, but then you handle it peacefully. You handle it in an effective way. That you did not let your ego, higher than your humility. Okay. As I've said, I'm not a perfect worker. I have also my ups and downs. I have also my imperfections, even if I'm a Christian. But then when I realized that I did that, I ask forgiveness, or I pray and ask God to forgives me, even if I did not ask forgiveness for that person. And then later on, I will not hold grudges or anything to that person. And then, well, relationship is again, you know, um, the relationship is still there. The relationship is being united, or you will become good to the person again. Okay, so I experienced this once in a while, even in my past experiences. So even if there is no such perfect team or organization, okay, um, there will be a time that you will experience misunderstanding with them. But once love is there, you will be able to reflect that things does not matter anymore. Things do not matter anymore. Okay, even if he or she make bad to you, okay, you will be able to humble yourself to do this and that, and you will perform better. Okay, so well, sad to say, or unfortunately, according to research, only few bosses, few managers, few leaders take time to give this kind of um, ambience or this kind of um, relationship. Okay, routine. I'm not saying that to a certain kind of team or organization, but the research says here that only few managers or few leaders put any effort into creating an emotional workplace culture. Okay, well, there will be, or I probably there are leaders who are watching right now. Well, this is a good thing. Okay, this is a good reflection. Okay, for you that having love in our workplace begets or gives a good ambience, and that's the reason why employees perform better, and that's a good thing. Okay, so when the employees are performing better, the outcome will be good. Then there will be a success. See? Okay, so that's for this kind of advantage. What else? So a positive relationship between pleasure and productivity. So we have there the word productivity. Okay, so this was discovered in a study carried out by a business school at Oxford University in a multinational British telecom company, BT. So according to a comprehensive study on happiness and productivity, happy people produce 13% more. So it means if people feel loved at our workplace, they perform. Okay, this 30% goes to productivity. They perform better. Okay, they will give their best to meet a deadline or to meet that goal. Okay, so it is according to this research study. Okay, so one must acknowledge that a love for one's work serves as a vehicle for both personal and societal advancement, and most of the time, okay, here comes dating at work was a happy experience. Okay, so there are cases that couples will just uh, yes, will just meet in one team or in one organizations or even in my field. I've known a lot of my colleagues have, the relationship developed there, and then later on they become married couple, and well, they are happy serving, one organization, or they are in just one roof, your career or their job, and that's one advantage. Okay, on their relationship, so they perform better and because they are in one job or they see each other. Okay, so this is according to the study, right? So what else? They experience. Okay, they're having a career commitment. Okay, the career commitment was favorably, or yes, favorably, according to the study, correlated with harmonious work passion. Okay, because they experience love, they have this kind of feeling, they have this kind of performance, and it is reflected on their actions. Okay, so this comes from these sources. Okay, next, letter D, it boasts interpersonal relationship. Now, when we say interpersonal relationship, well, how do we treat other people? How do we treat others? Okay, now here. So the key to interpersonal communication is romantic connections. Well, that's one thing. Okay, then of course for couples who just met there or just met other organizations or teams, they develop this relationship. Then later on, they become girlfriend and boyfriends. They have this relationship. They get married. Well, because of the romantic connections, they are good in their personal um, relationship, right? So, according to O'Sullivan and Vangelistic, the rest of okay, the scientists or researchers assert that love, according to certain contemporary psychology theories, exists in any kind of interpersonal interaction and is not only associated with romantic or parental relationships. Also, it is involvement in a particular predictor of feelings of love in young adult romantic relationships, which leads to engagement with their parents and behavior. Well, see, because of that love that they experience, they are able to boast. They are able to be good in dealing with others. Okay, regardless of the person they are dealing with their parents, colleagues, boyfriend or girlfriends, okay, and to their friends, to their best friends, okay. So again, because of that love, they are good in socializing. They are good in treating others, okay. So almost all areas in terms of biology, psychology, sociology, and religion, love is a fundamental phenomenon. So in almost all areas, love is very important. Okay, so this is for advantages. Okay, another one, it gives a sense of sensibility and purpose to live. So when we say sensibility, sensible, being, uh, what else? What can we say? Sensibility. Okay, again, as I said, sensible from the word sensible. you are um, just like an empathy. You are sensing what is the feeling of that person. Or you are putting your shoes to that person. Okay, an empathy. Now here, love helps people decide how to live. Okay, so do you agree with that? Well, it is according to Clarity 2013 that because of love, it gives you the sense or the sensibility and purpose to live. It will help you how to live. So, for example, amidst, as I've said before, there are amidst of challenges, amidst of problems. Because of love, you feel good. You have the optimism. You have the positivity. Oh, no matter what, you may tell yourself, no matter how big my problem is, I know I am loved by God. He is in control. I am loved by my parents. I am loved by my friends. Okay, I have to face this problem with positive attitude. And that's true. And helps them attempt to govern their lives intelligently. Okay, so connected. So they decide, or I mean, they have this kind of mindset that they have a purpose, they have a goal. Okay, so of course, intelligently is there. Being intelligent, meaning they are smart enough to adjust, to do the good thing, or to do ways in order for them to survive. Okay, because they have love. Okay, what else? In a way, loving is a plan. Pointless behavior, the reasons for falling in love with someone, do not necessarily mean that they should be loved. Rather, they are facilitating arguments for or against loving someone. So the stability of romantic partnerships, the beloved's interest, and the beloved herself all serve as a final goal, which is why romantic connections are significant. So for for boyfriend girlfriend relationship, of course, this gives a positive effect. Okay, it gives, okay, as Clarity 2013 says stability of romantic partnerships. Okay, the beloved interest and the beloved herself also because of love. Remember, this is all because of love. Okay, so there is a connection because of this love that you feel. It is reflected in your actions, in your thoughts, in your life in general. Right. Next, romantic relationships involve healthy boundaries, open communication. You will be able to say your likes and dislikes. You will be able to adjust to the person's personality, to his, or you may be able to accept or to say what is your, you know, um, again, as I've said, your likes and dislikes, and you may be able to accept the strength and weaknesses of your partner. And you have this, when we say open communication, you are not afraid to tell your partner of your secrets, even if it means you tell him or her your weaknesses, your mistakes, your failures. Okay? And that person in return, because he or she loves you, no matter what happened to you, he or she will accept you in return as well. Okay? So, a 5-1 positive to negative ratio in a study, a rich and shared closeness between partners and empathy for both their partner and other people. Okay, so this happens in a relationship. There is closeness. So aside from that, the closeness is there as you shared with your ups and downs, with your strengths and weaknesses. Probably you may have fights, you may have misunderstanding, but because love is there, okay, no matter what will happen, you may get angry with one another, you may have conflicts, you may have misunderstanding. At the end of the day, because you love that person, you will accept him or her. Okay? Next, finding the true meaning of life is a call to service. Okay? So do you believe in that? So this is according to the study as well. Okay, excuse me. Okay, so a call to service. This is one of my favorite benefit or advantage of love because I love giving service. Okay, you know what? When you are helping a person, okay, there's a saying, by the way, there's a saying that says it is better to give than to receive. Okay? I'm not saying that to receive is bad, while to give is good. No. What I'm saying here is that there's an advantage, there's a greater sense of blessing or sense of happiness when you are giving something to other people. Okay, it might be your skills. You might be sharing your skills, your intelligence, your knowledge, your things, your finances, and so on and so forth. So especially for those people, for our public servants, usually this is their passion. I mean, they have this passion to service. That is why they are there. Okay, they are there on that position. While we can say that not only political leaders or political people um, giving services, but we can have service even if we are not, you know, even if we are not um, professionals. Although, of course, services are there for teachers, for social workers, and everyone else. For every, it depends, okay? But the services are there. It may be different. The way might be different, okay? Or the service you give might be different from that person, but the bottom or the common denominator there is that you give service. The service is there. You give effort, you give time, you give money, you give all, you give your best. Okay. So because of love, a person will sacrifice something. Okay. Time, effort, finances. And this is a good effect of love. Okay. So our philanthropists are helping charities, okay, helping others, helping those people who are not, in a poverty line, okay, poor people, okay, unfortunate, okay, so on and so forth. Because they have this kind of because they have love on their hearts, okay. Because of that love, they are motivated to give. They are motivated to extend their help, their aids, okay. So what else? Looking for chances every day to view lives as gifts that flourish through sharing rather than as burden or curses. So these are their motivations because of love. It calls for spending days opening doors to love rather than going to some kind of altered state of consciousness. So this is what love brings to us. So spending days opening doors means they are extending love, they are giving aids. Okay. So and a way that they can contribute or they can give help to the person, right? Next, it creates the willingness to render sacrifices. So sacrifices, is not an easy one, especially when you need to have sleepless nights, when you need to exert your effort, when you need to give your last meal, when you need to give your last money. But because of love, you do it. I mean, you give it. You give your last. You extend your help. You give your aid. So again, we have there a call to service. Okay, this is what love brings. Love is not counting how many persons I already give my gifts, I already give my money. But love, okay, love again is a call to service. Love brings a call to service because of that love in your heart. No matter how tired you are, no matter how tiresome your job is, or no matter how angry you are because you have love, you will forget everything. You will give your best. You will extend your help. You will give your aid to that person, regardless of the field you are taking in. Even if it is in your people, in your elders, in your family, in your friends, okay? Even if you are angry to your partner because you still love him or her, you will accept him, okay, or her for what he is or what she is. And that's love. That's love, okay? Please reflect, okay? You have to remember the quote that I read a while ago. This is love. I mean, this is in connection to love. So someone is willing to do something. Okay? So we've known a lot of situations, or you may agree with me, you may experience this. Because of your love as a wife or as a husband, you have to to buy something for your family, even if you are tired, you need to exert effort, you need to exert money, an amount of money just to bring pasalubong for Filipinos. Okay, you need to bring gift to your loved ones. Okay, because not only for Christmas time, for holiday season, but also, of course, in on ordinary days. Okay, because you have love, you are willing to do something. Okay, and that's a noble one. Okay, that's how love brings us, or that's how love um, gives us. Okay, next, more inclined to make these concessions. Right? What is that? Okay, you're more inclined to give connections. What other ways I can give my love? What other ways I can help to others? What other ways I will extend my skills or my knowledge or my learning? Okay, actually, honestly, you may wonder why did I talk here? Why did I share this one to you? Honestly, my dear participants, one of my purpose here is I may not a genius one. I may not be the most intelligent person in the world. I may have lapses. I may have ups and downs. I may be imperfect, but by sharing this one, somehow it might enlighten you. In my previous slides before, as I shared with you the objectives of this. Okay, because we need love. This is what we need. This is we are aiming for peace, right? We are aiming for unity. We are aiming for understanding. We are aiming for healing. We are aiming for togetherness. We are aiming for change. And this is, for me, this is my way of contributing something to the world, to to give a part of me, a bit of me, a bit of my skill, a bit of my learning, a bit of my knowledge, to share with you that we need love in our hearts. Okay, nothing can compare. Okay, no riches, no titles, no achievements can compare to have love in our hearts when we're going to extend our love to others. Okay, what I'm trying to say here is that love is everything. Okay, in my poem, with all the sins, with all the mistakes, with all the failures, okay, that we've done, when we have love, everything will be forgotten. Everything will be erased. There will be forgiveness. There will be acceptance. There will be patience. There will be humility. There will be honesty. There will be forgiveness. And there will be, peace and harmony. And what will happen? Then there will be success. Okay? And isn't that what we are aiming for? Everybody is aiming for unity. Everybody is aiming for happiness. Everybody is aiming for success. And we are aiming, in order for us to survive, we are aiming for finances. We're aiming for greater salary. But we can only achieve that, don't you know? Through this, through our love. Okay? Because as you see, as I've explained, as I've discussed, that this is not the effect of love. Okay? Regardless of our fields, regardless of our status, regardless of our positions, if we have love in our hearts, then we can achieve our goal. We can achieve that change to the world. That starts with us. That starts not with others, not with our enemies or strangers, but if that love will start with us, it will make a difference. Okay? So this is what love is. Okay. Now, another one. Workplace or experience. Okay. I did share this already. Okay. Um, in connection to the other advantages, performs better. Okay. So this one, I already shared this to you. Okay. Sorry for repeating the slides. Okay. You know what? I just got my eyeglasses, and I'm having this adjustment. Sometimes I wear this and sometimes I wear it not. I'm still having a few days wearing my glasses, so probably I didn't check this much last night. Okay, that's why I didn't remove this kind of slide. But anyway, I already, okay, I already share this to you. Okay, that of course workers who experience love perform better. Okay. Now let's go to the disadvantages. You may wonder why there is an advantages. You said why fall in love, but what happened? Why there is a disadvantage? Okay, because you know disadvantage will happen only if we put love in a bad way, or if we put love in a different way that is opposite to it is supposed to be used. Okay, so let me discuss two, only a two. Okay, of all the disadvantages, I choose only two. But then I guess these two will cover everything. Not everything, but maybe most of the areas. Now, number one, love can have several psychological effects. Okay, because of love, for girlfriends and boyfriends, this is also the reason why they commit suicide. Because the boyfriend will break to that girl, or that girl will break to that boy, and because of that, that person will no longer feel loved, and you know they feel helpless. They have no longer faith, or I mean, they feel pity, or having this self pity and everything. They feel depressed. They will not eat. They have sleepless nights and everything. They will cry, and so on and so forth. So, in other words, they have this love sick. Okay. So we have this term love sick. So when we say love sick, it is an intense effect of emotions. So as you see, in reality, okay, in our career, in our work, okay, everywhere, we can see that person if he or she is being depressed. And one reason there is being lovesick. Okay, there may be a fight between couples, there may be misunderstanding or conflict, or even to the girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. Okay, and that partner uh, could not, or will not able to overcome that kind of feeling. So he or she will feel sad, and it is reflected all over his or her face, up to the time that he or she will not eat anymore, will not go somewhere, and will just stay on his or her place, being alone until he or she feel depressed, until he or she will think of suicide. And this is the disadvantage of having love. Okay. When we're going to put love in a wrong way, okay? Too much love or too much of something is bad. Okay, so why I'm telling this? Because this is now, okay, according to studies, this is now the result, okay, of psychological effects of love that happened to you being used in a wrong way. Or I mean, if that love that at first brings you good, now something happened, you have breakups, you have conflicts, okay, you are not meant to each other. Instead of accepting it wholly, or being open or being flexible that you are not meant to each other, you feel bad about it, and well, you were not able to tolerate, or I mean, to tolerate the effect of love, the breakout. So this is now the effect, the disadvantage that it brings. Okay, so why? So because, or um, based on the study of John, okay, okay, before that, by the way, elevated cortisol levels have been linked to immune system impairment and an increased risk of infections. So that is why those people who don't, okay, who does, okay, too much love, blah, 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 okay, they have this kind of sickness or illnesses, hypertension and diabetes. Why? Or they may feel, for parents who have these problems to their children, okay, especially for a father or mother who always scolding, or I mean having this problem to their children who are not obeying them, who are not following them, keeping, for example, they are going somewhere, they are not asking permission, they do something bad that their parents feel bad, now what will happen to their parents? They will be able to have hypertension and diabetes probably, or it might trigger their these illnesses to them, or it might be developed to their body because of that, you know, that effect, psychological effect that love brings. Okay, I mean, they love their children, and then their children did not follow them. So what happened to that love? Okay, the love was erased, or the love was forgotten. They unfollowed, I mean, they disobeyed their parents. So in return, something happened. The illnesses were triggered. So that is why sometimes those people were guilty, or especially the young ones, when their parents, um, um, brought to the hospital or bring to the hospital, were hospitalized. Okay, so this is not a fact, and not only for parents, for the story love, for filial love, for also for friends, for girlfriend and boyfriend relationship. You know, agape, of course, is still there. But there are people who are, asking, why God, why did you allow this thing to happen to me? Why did you allow my child die? Why did you let this and that? that's their that's their emotions. That's how they deal their problems. Okay, they probably they forgot the nature of God's love, and they just question their faith probably, or they forgot that they forgot the emphasis, they forgot the essence of God's love, and their love supposed to be to God in return. Okay. Next, deliverance. The overwhelming power of love is another effect. Yes, the obsession. If the person is being obsessed with another person, okay, for example, that man break the girl, or there is a breakup happened between a girl and a boy. Now the girl loved this man very much because of her obsession to that man, even if that man already um, told her that he didn't love her anymore, that girl still, you know, find ways that this man will love him or will love her again. So there are a lot of ways that this girl will sacrifice something, everything, okay, until such time that the girl will no longer be in a rational thought, okay, that she will forget everything of who she is, and she will do things even against her will, okay, because of her love, because of her obsession to that man, she will do things that are against, okay, against love probably, okay. Why? Consider some some instances of the news, the reality, okay, that we are facing right now. There is this, I will not tell the real name, but several cases nowadays, or the previous years, stated girlfriends and boyfriends and vice versa. They have this, they do things for their loved ones. Okay, for them to show their love, they get something, okay, from a person, or okay, they make scams or scammer for scammers, okay. Nowadays we deal a lot of scammers, okay. The scammers are there, okay. They are, they are making money, okay. So in return to give money to their loved ones as well, okay. Because one scammer, I think, was interviewed last year, okay, and he told the public, he told the reporter about this, like, because of her of his love to the person, he did this and that, and that's the unfortunate part. Okay, one of the psychological effect of love. Now brings addiction like drugs. Okay, if you love somebody, if you give too much love to that person, even if that person will give you, will ask you to do something that is against or beyond law, or yeah, it may You may do something. You may sacrifice. You may give your sacrifices for that person, but in a wrong way. Okay? So this is one of the disadvantage. So it brings addiction, just like a drug addict. The drug addict will keep on finding drugs, this and that. Okay? So that person as well, if you love that person and if you are too obsessed or you have too much love to that person, even if that person already beats you for women who are in love for their husbands or for their boyfriends, even if they will beat them, they keep on clinging to them. They keep on loving them. So, and what's that? Self-sacrifice or anything? Well, that's not a good way. Or I mean, that's too much. Okay? So this is now the disadvantage of having love. Okay? We can we can have love only if we put love in a good way, but not in a wrong way. Love is just there. Love, there's nothing in giving love, provided we give love for the better, for the good, not for the bad intention, for the good intention. Okay, next. Disorientation associated with the process of losing a romantic relationship. Now here comes, okay, connected also there. So being disoriented sometimes, okay, people, especially for women, men also as well, that because of that, you may hear others, oh, what happened to you? What happened to the person? He or she becomes crazy. Okay. Well, why? Because somebody breaks, or the breakup is there. Breakup happens. Okay, because that person loved that person, or that man, because that woman loved that man too much, he or she, you know, uh, felt depressed. Okay, the psychological effect is there, and negative effect. Now, what will happen? He or she will become disorganized. Okay, because of the depression. Okay, because depression, is an illness, and that's affect our mental health. Okay, because of the depression or grief or sadness, that person will no longer work, will no longer talk, will no longer do what he or she is working every day, or maybe just like in his or her normal ways. Okay, and people, you may wonder why, or you may wonder why he or she why suddenly becomes aloof. But of course, there's always an explanation to that. We cannot judge. But then, just remember, this orientation is associated with losing a romantic relationship. Okay, so that's the reason why there are people becomes crazy, right? Okay, they here in our country they call it as um, that person is okay. We have this term locaret, or you know um crazy, being crazy, of course, in English language. Okay, so because of that, you will not feel happy. You are no longer with yourself. Okay, you become disoriented of everything. You forgot who you are. Okay, and your personal identity. You forgot that you're a doctor. You forget that you're a teacher. You forgot that you're an engineer. You forgot that you are a professional. Because of love, you you feel helpless. Okay, you feel disorganized. Okay, so perception of space highlighting four essential aspects of these experiences: the anxiety, being restless, being anxious, vulnerability, bewilderment, and diminishment. So they are all connected. So remember, okay, love is not the problem. Love is what all we need. But we have to, you know, we have to use love in a good way. We have to use love in such a way that it can give benefits. It is good for us. Okay, it is good um in our relationship. It can bring good. But if we're going to put love in a wrong way, okay, because of that, we can do things badly, or we can do things against the law and this and that. Okay, then that love is no longer effective. But the love there is not the problem, but the way it is used or the intention is not good. And this is now the effect of that. Okay. The disadvantages of that. All right. Another one. For a married couple or for those who have partners already, falling in love with someone is an act of infidelity. Well, everybody knows this. Okay. And we have this. This is now the fact. Okay. As I've said, there is no such perfect relationship. This happens, and we cannot control the feeling of others. There might be a situation that a husband or a wife might find another partner. Okay, so the infidelity is there. There is no more loyalty. So this means the love that a husband or wife towards his or her partner, okay, maybe lost. It was lost, and it was directed to another person. And this time it was in not, I mean, the intention is bad. Okay, why? Okay, we have this the question. Why do spouses lie to each other? So this is now the reason. Sexual desire, because of their need. Okay, neglect, being neglected by the partner. These are now the reasons. Study shows that these are the reasons why there are husbands or wives who are, you know, they're looking for somebody or they are having an affair. Okay, wrath, being angry. Okay, low self-esteem. Okay, um, maybe there is a self-pity there. Lack of love, feel unloved by his or her partner. Low commitment, there is no more commitment there because love is lost. Need for variation or changes, or maybe there is no satisfaction of their partners and setting or circumstance. Okay, so these are the reasons why spouses, maybe a husband or wife, having an affair to another person because the love that they have, okay, they forgot the love that they are supposed to have. Okay, instead of having love, they are no longer um, occupied by that, but occupied by this kind of reasons or causes like self-esteem, low self-esteem, lack of love. Okay, there is a neglect, okay, from his or her partner. That is why he or she is looking for a love for others that he or she find it to that person. That is why infidelity comes. So this is wrong. This is totally wrong. Okay, even if the person will say, "Oh, I just did this because of this and that," well, this is not good excuse. Okay. Sin is sin, wrong is wrong. Now, research indicates that males are more tolerant of extramarital sex, whereas women tend to view more behaviors as disloyal when it comes to emotional and sexual infidelity. Of course, there is no such, or probably for others, okay. Um, of course, we are in different backgrounds, we are in different races, cultures. Uh, in the Philippines, it might be wrong for having, you know, for having another family outside of marriage. But for Muslims, it's okay for them because that's their culture. For other races, okay. But then, in general, uh, it is, research says or research shows that the infidelity is there. Okay, for women, okay, they view it as a disloyal. I mean, they feel unloved for them. They feel not good. They felt that their partners are no longer loving them. Okay, so but for males, according to research, they have this tolerance. Okay, okay. But then the thing is, this is the disadvantage, or this is the love is being used here in a wrong way. Now, infidelity, of course, when we say infidelity, detrimental effects on your relationship have an adverse effect on an individual's psychological state. That is why it's very important to feel love in a good way, and a good intention of love, a good way to proclaim, to show your love. Okay, again, for these four kinds of love, so you can show your love for this for eros, for philia, for storge or storge, and for agape. Okay, so Now we're done for advantages and disadvantages. Now, as your takeaways before I end my presentation, before I end my lecture, remember, love accepts everything. Remember the quote that I read a while ago. No matter how sinful you are, no matter how imperfect we are, okay, because there is no such a perfect person, even celebrities, even leaders, even uh, the rich persons, okay? We are not perfect. We have imperfections, we have ups and downs. But then, if we have love, we can accept everything. Everything will be erased. Okay? Now, again, love has an advantages and disadvantages. There's nothing wrong in having love in our hearts. But the way we use love, or the motivation we use love, is okay, matters. I mean, there might be a positive or negative there. Okay, if we put love in a good intention, for a positive will come. But if we put love in, you know, not we're having a bad intention about love for them, well, it will be set or begets bad as well. Having a crush is like working for the first time. Yes, personally, I take this as a metaphor, okay, to relate to have a similarity in having your first time in your work, okay, being anxious, being sleepless, having sleepless nights. I mean, same with having a crush. You are having you might be you might be anxious as well, you might be speechless as well if your crush is there. No matter what one's strengths and weaknesses are, love accepts them all. So this is also same with my first point. Okay? Strength and weaknesses or weaknesses are not a hindrance for us to love a person. Okay? So remember, every one of us has our own strengths and weaknesses. Okay? The thing is, it's not the strength and weaknesses, but how are we going to accept them? Okay? Do we have love to accept everything? Okay? Can we accept their strength and weaknesses? Yes, we can accept it through love. So there are many types, forms, and manifestations of love. Remember, we have four types of love or four kinds of love. Unless the relationship is for the better, falling in love is always a good thing. Okay? As I've said, love is not the problem, but putting love in a wrong way is the problem. Okay? It is love that accepts imperfections in people, places, things, etc. Can you imagine if we have this? Okay, we may have understanding conflicts, but at the end of the day, if we just let love reign in our hearts, peace will be there, unity will be there, success will be there. Okay? Next, okay, a person's love with no negative consequences is similar to a person's love for their work, career, family, and friends. Okay, excuse me. Okay. So again, when we say a person's love with no negative consequences, it means that your love is an opposite there. It means that you are having a good intention with your love. So it means that you're having these four kinds of love, just like in your work, in your career, in your family, in your friends. So you have peace, you have this unity with them, you have this good relationship with these persons. Okay? So eros, philia, storge, and agape are the four types or four kinds of love. But agape is the greatest. You have to remember. So I told my students actually, even if you are down in all aspects, even if you are down financially, physically, emotionally, or maybe psychologically, but when you have that faith and love, they're up. Okay, for Christians, when you have that faith and when you have that love, when you remember that God loves you no matter what, you will be able to overcome all problems in life. Why did I say this? Because I experienced this by myself. Without God's love, without Him, I'm not here right now. I'm not here right now. I perhaps did not finish my study. What else? I may engage to vices. Okay. Although right now I may not say that I am perfect. Fellow participants, I may have mistakes, wrongs, failures, sins. Okay. But then They are all in the past. Okay? So once the lesson is there, once you realize that you are wrong, you will be able to reconnect to your creator, to your God. And you will remember that Jesus Christ is being given by God and his only son because he loved us. Love is there. Okay? So our health and other aspects of our well-being are affected by love, regardless of whether it is good or bad. So let us remember, even if things are falling apart, let us remember that when you have love in your heart, everything will be okay. Remember, somebody loves you there. Okay, your family, your parents. Okay, you maybe probably will say, "Oh, my boyfriend or my girlfriend is now my enemy." Okay, maybe that time only, in that situation only, but probably in turn of the events, you will become friends. You will be okay, although that you have this breakup. And there are these couples who become friends later, okay, when they know already the acceptance and forgiveness. Okay, so when they have this, because they let love reign on their hearts. Probably not the eros love anymore, but the filial love, brotherly love is there. Okay, and so on and so forth. So for me, as my ending to end my lecture for tonight, let me end this with my own philosophy about love. So for me, true love involves showing the real side of a person that involves their strengths and weaknesses. I can hear people will say, oh, that person is plastic. That person is not real. That person is just, having a having a personal this and that, and he or she is not showing his or her true self. Okay, maybe there is that exists there. Maybe that's the real one. But then, when that person shows you, I believe that when that person shows me his or her bad side, I maybe get angry with him or her. Okay? I may be able to note his or her strength or weaknesses, but then in the end, I will accept him or her. Okay? I will accept him or her because I have love. Maybe not the Eros love, but I have this filial love, my story love or story love, and this agape love. Okay? So if the intention is for the good, okay, even if it is judged, there is nothing to worry about. Just like this one, even if I'm judged, probably, oh, I didn't, even if I didn't care for that, even if the others will say something to me or this and that, but God knows my intention. I'm not, um, I'm not worried about it. I'm not conscious about it because I know within my heart what is my intention, why I'm sharing this topic to you, my dear participants. Okay? So you don't have to worry. People will just tell something this and good and bad. Okay. And I'm not saying that I am perfect. I may do that as well. But then in the end, when I realize that I am wrong, I ask forgiveness. The lesson is that when you feel love, when you have love, when you realize that you do wrong, you will be able to forgive yourself, to forgive others, and to let love reign in your heart. Love is the key to loving the individual, regardless of their gender, ethnicity, disability, status, or level of intelligence. That is why we have this marriage, with international religion cultures, different cultures. We have ethnicities, okay, but then because they have love to one another, they don't see, okay, even if there is bullying, even if there are, criticisms, so on and so forth. But because they have love, even if your parents and your family will not support them or will not accept that person because of that love, well, they keep on, they find ways, okay, that they will be together, okay, until then their family will accept them and vice versa. So in all of God's gift, remember, love is the greatest. When you're having love, everything will be erased, okay, even if that person gives you a heartache, okay, even if that person will give you pain, even if that team or organization will hurt you back, you will be able to forgive. Okay, even if you know that you made a mistake, you made a failure, you made some, you know, things that are bad, that are against God, you will be able to forgive yourself because you know somebody else, somebody there up there is the one who is forgiving you first of all. So you have to forgive yourself, forgive others. Okay? So I am not saying that everything is just this. We have love always. There will be a time that we feel we lost love, okay, with others, with our family, with our loved ones, with ourselves. But you have let's remember, agape love. God loves us no matter who we are, no matter how bad we are. So if God forgives us, if God loves us, no matter who we are, what we do, what we think, what we say, the things in the past or at the present, we have to do this as well for others. Let's forgive, forget, accept, and uh, be united and love those persons who are around us, including our work. Okay, if I believe that if the work is really meant for you, you will stay there. But if if there is a will or God's will for you is to have another work or another career, then He will bring or He will make a way, or there will be circumstances that will happen. Okay, so this is love. Why we need to fall in love? Remember, love is not the problem. The problem is that how we use love. What is our intention to put love in our deeds, in our actions towards others? So we need to fall in love with good intention for the better, for the success, for a change to our world. That's all, and thank you so much. This is now my references to my topic.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your rich content presentation, which can impact our knowledge seeker surely. After your presentation, I hope our knowledge seeker can learn something new, which was our only intention. Learn and grow together, IGP knowledge seeker. Once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your presentation. Now, ma'am, it's time for our question answer session, which is the one more valuable part of our regular webinar. Honorable ma'am, please stay with us. After a short video, we will be back in our session part 2, which is the question answer part. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have an webinar certification and online quiz competition. Welcome back, ma'am. Welcome back to our participant. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Dear IGP knowledge seeker, please ask your question in the comment box as much as you want to know from our speaker. Thank you. After question answer, we have a webinar certification and online quiz competition. Ma'am, our first question is from Lutin. What are the scientific explanation for falling in love? What happens in the brain when people are in love? Are there any biological explanation for being deeply in love with someone else?
Okay, so for the first question, what are the scientific explanation for falling in love? Well, as I've said, as I discussed a while ago, that this is connected with our health, especially in our brain. This is, especially for romantic connections. As my first discussion a while ago, I discussed about crushes, admiration, infatuation. When we admire, a person, how do we feel? And there is something that happened in our brain, indeed in our brains, in our central nervous system that cannot be explained, but the science or the research says that this is the neurotransmitter is there. So we have this kind of, like the dopamine that produces serotonin that, it suggests something just like giving us butterfly in our stomach. Okay, have you experienced that when you're having crushes or you feel love to that person? You may not able to, or you may be able to feel unconscious, or restless, anxious, and well, because of that, you may feel being weird to do a thing because you cannot control yourself because of that kind of emotion or that kind of feeling. Okay, so it happens to our brain. We feel excited at the same nervous. Okay, because of this neurotransmitters that happen in our brain. Okay, so what happens in the brain when people are in love? So that's what I said. You feel nervous. You have butterflies in your stomach. You have sweaty hands, as if I compared it to somebody who is, just like for me, I fear snakes. So when you fear snakes, how do you feel? You show your reaction. So it's somewhat a bit like that. But of course, the excitement is there that, oh, my crush is here. That you are excited, you are inspired suddenly. Okay, and then the question is that, are there any biological explanation for being deeply in love with someone else? So when you a while ago, I showed the different advantages. Okay, the different advantages or the connections, the effects of love that brings us when we fall to that person. So especially for romantic relationship. Okay, so what happened? Yes, it is connected with our health. Again, as I've said, it happens to our central nervous system. So our psychological health is being affected. That's why when we are in love, we really feel love. There are a lot of advantages. As I've said, we perform better, we feel good, okay? We have optimism, we have a sense of purpose and everything else. Now, while when we have breakups, that is advantage there. Love is not the disadvantage, or love is not the problem, but the way we handle the love in a wrong way, or in a good, the not good intention for using that love to love someone else, for example, outside of marriage, or having an affair for someone else. Now, that biological explanation that you are asking, sir, I don't know if this is sir or ma'am, or probably sir. Well, as I've said, it comes from our brain, from our central nervous system. It rooted here. Okay, it comes from here again from our neurotransmitter. So the dopamine, the uh, the neurotransmitters that I said a while ago are explained. So these chemicals, okay, link to our reward circuit, overflow our brain. So especially when we have the traumatic feelings, we have these bodily reactions, pounding hearts. We feel, our heart race a bit, okay, or there is a heart beats fast there, okay. Why did I say this? Because research says, and of course, I experienced this many times. So sweaty hands, just like when you hear something, you are blushing. Okay, that is why you might hear once in a while somebody is blooming because somebody is inspired. Yeah, that's correct. That's right. And that is in studies as well. That's an explanation. That's a fact. We have that intense feeling. I hope somehow I address your questions. That's all. Some more questions?
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your answer. Ma'am, our next question is from Yoga. How do how a neural coupling would be able to assess whether the feeling of love is true or somehow confusing?
Okay, so let me repeat this question. How would a neural coupling would be able to assert whether the feeling of love is true or somehow confusing? Because we may reflect first. Okay, are we single? Are we married? Do we have already an existent relationship? Somehow, because I know, there is a case somehow for married couple, they will be attracted to another person who is single. But this person, this girl or this boy is already attached to a man or woman. You maybe somehow feel attracted or admired only that person for his because of his or her skills, intelligence, what else? Performance, kindness, and many more. But then you have to remember that what is your status? Um are you still okay to have a relationship to this person, or do you just or may probably or maybe you can assess yourself. Well, is this true love or is this not? But for singles like me, okay, for youngs, for teenagers, we may feel okay, we may um probably doubt or we maybe have confusion if our feeling is true love or in just infatuation. As I've said, there's already a scientific explanation of that. Because if it is crushes or infatuation, it will not last long. I remember when I was in my elementary, every month I have these crushes. My crush for this month is not my crush anymore for another month, for the next month. So that is that is not, I can say that that is only crushes because it is not a stable or it is not a true feeling. Because true love, okay, we can say that true love, okay, based on the researches, true love lasts. Okay, and we have the tips and ways where you know, we can say that, oh, this is true love, this is not. But this one is just an admiration. This one is just a crush. You can have a crush to the person, but not true love, just an admiration. Okay, admiration or maybe an infatuation. Okay? You call it as puppy love, right? So that's the explanation there. Perhaps probably I can. That's how are you going to you know to make or to analyze if your feeling is true love or not. Some more? Yes, ma'am. Well, other questions?
Thank you so much, ma'am. There is no more questions from our participants. So once again, thank you so much, ma'am, for your time in IGP. We have learned a lot from you with new topic. It will add some value to our day-to-day activity along with our academic and professional growth. Honorable ma'am, hope to see you again with a new topic and a new date. Thank you, ma'am. Take care.
Yeah. See you on March.
Honorable
Bye.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Welcome, ma'am. Honorable ma'am, before we move to the next, if you want to leave this studio, you can.
Okay. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Dear IGP knowledge seeking time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP knowledge seeking time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Certification process. Visit www.ddrgp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching component part 1, move to the next with the learning test passing mark. If personally pass back to the course again to download the certificate. If you take the quiz, download the certificate in PDF. For your attention, I'm going to share the procedure again. Visit www.edurgp.com. Please make sure your presence on our website. Find a learning session and get enrolled. After watching completing part 1, move to the next with the learning test passing mark. If personally pass back to the course again to download the certificate. If you take the quiz, download the certificate in PDF or JPG. Dear IGP Knowledge Seek, it's time for the webinar certification process, the most attractive and powerful part of our regular webinar. After a short video, we will start our webinar certification. After webinar certification, we have an online quiz competition and quiz certification. Dear IGP Knowledge Seek, it's time for the most engaging part of this webinar, which is an online quiz competition, which is a regular webinar activity. We change a few processes for online quiz competition. Note that after live, no one can participate. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Now, time for the online quiz competition. To join the online quiz competition properly, please follow my instruction carefully. Visit www.edurgp.com and sign up or sign in. Without this, you cannot join live quiz competition anywhere. Browse the live quiz button or given link. Find the session and join with logged website or user account. Click join and wait for a few minutes for others to join and join online quiz competition. After the quiz, you will issue certificate for top 10 as previously, which you can find on official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Profession. After a short video, we will start our quiz session. Hanna Karina U. Navarro. I repeat the name. Hanna Karina U. Navarro is disqualified from the quiz session. With 22 people, we are going to start our quiz session right now. First question is, why does Titania fell in love with Bottom? Is it option 1 or option 2?
সবাই এর আসর থেকে ওই বাড়িতে যাওয়ার পর ওখানে কেউ আমাকে ভেতরে ঢুকতে বলতো তারপর আমাদের বাড়ির গাড়ি চালিয়ে দিতে তারপর যখন ফেরত গেলাম তখন ওদের বাড়ির বাইরের ঘরে রাস্তা বসে কাটিয়েছি
Option 2 1 is the right answer. 31% people are right here. Our second question is, why do fools fall in love? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 39% people are right here. Next question is, why people fall in love? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 94% people are right here. Next question is, why you fall in love? Is it option 1 or option 2?
আমার সিট এখানেই পড়েছে খোঁজ জানো না
Option 1 is the right answer. 61% people are right here. Our next question is, why people fall in love? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 83% people are right here. Our next question is, why did Turtle fall in love with December? Option 2 is the right answer. 17% people are right here. Our next question is, why did Ted fall in love with Rini? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 11% people are right here. Eighth question is, why does Opel immediately fall in love with Win Dixon? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 1 is the right answer. 95% people are right here. Second last question of the session is, why cannot they fall in love? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 68% people are right here. Last and final question of the session is, why self-taught brother fall in love with Elena? Is it option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is the right answer. 89% people are right here. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in your top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in your top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. Congratulations to our online quiz competition in top 10. Congratulations again. We will take a few minutes for finalizing the result. After that, we will issue our online quiz competence certificate on our official Facebook page and group Institute of Global Professional. At the end of our session, we can say properly feed your skill. Never stop learning, cause life never stop teaching us. Be happy, stay safe. See you again and again. We want your participation in every program. If you want to live a happy life, try to a goal, not a people of things. Albert Einstein. Before I say or hit the like button, again want to thank all IGP knowledge seeker for your active participation as always. See you again in the next session. Thank you.